Is that you?
As opposed to all your other daughters who kept a dark secret all these years. How have you been?
About the same, thank you kindly. Creaking nicely. Very middling.
As good as that, eh? I took the liberty of putting the kettle on as I came through, madam. What's your orders?
Oh, surprise me.
Tea? Cucumber sandwiches à la Ritz.
Mais naturellement.
And a side order of compline.
We can hardly contain the excitement.
Hot water bowl.
Why not? Let's live dangerously.
I shall repair forthwith to the kitchen and return presently.
So, Tessa, tell me, does property A tick all your boxes?
Not really. You see, the 7 acres of land and outbuildings are very nice, but the inside let it down. I was really looking for a big kitchen. Couldn't live without it. It's not really something I'm prepared to compromise on.
Just come and look at this fabulous kitchen that this spoilt cow's turning a nose up at. I don't know what planet some folk live on.
Don't tell me. Echoing vaults of timber, marble and steel. Grand enough to stage an Olympic opening ceremony. Big enough to swallow at one gulp this bungalow in its entirety, complete with garden. And still be left licking its lips, waiting for the main course.
How did you guess?
But it must be awful for 'em having to slum it on their £700,000 budget. And why do they always say they're downsizing? From what? Palace of Versailles? And what do these people plan to do with their vast kitchens? Foot-run restaurants in smaller spaces than that, and less well equipped. Look at the size and splendour of them appliances, missus. And that, I suppose, must be an Argo.
Indeed, the original range, where the deer and the antelope play.
I wouldn't mind so much if I could be convinced that these are people who actually do any cooking. Look at that stick insect. You're not telling me she's looked a square meal in the eye this millennium. And talking square meals, what did the Meals on Wheels man delight you with today?
Oh, I'm glad you asked me that, as the politicians say. What was it? Well, whatever it was, I feel I can state with some confidence that the gravy was a little on the peppery side, but the pudding was quite acceptable.
Good answer. But lo, those boffins from forensics can shed a little light on this mystery. Here, if I'm not much mistook, are the grisly remains of the very foil trays in which your repast was served. Braised beef strips in gravy, with potatoes, peas and carrots, and butterscotch sponge with custard.
You deduced that with your keen nose, Inspector. Regular bloodhound you are.
It says so on the labels, which have incredibly remained almost intact throughout their ordeal.
Ha! Foiled again, eh? Oh, beef and butterscotch. Lively little combo. Ah, yes, I remember it well.
Well, you ought to have polished most of it off. I'm glad you're eating better again, Mum. What about a sandwich? Do you want me to leave it on the side for later?
Yeah, on the side. One should have something to look forward to. I'll take a late supper with the in-crowd. Oh, why don't you sit down with me and watch telly for 10 minutes?
One of run my errands, maybe. I'll sort the cat's bowls and litter trays out first. Anything else you want doing?
Well, I don't know if I've asked you this before. You know I'm getting very overdrawn on my memory bank these days, but shouldn't I be writing some Christmas cards sometime soon?
You've already done them, Mum, at the weekend. I posted most of them yesterday, and I'll drop the local ones in later this week.
Oh, that's good. Well, I can't think of a damn thing. Sit down.
tentatively broached the possibility of my washing and trimming your hair today. Shall we adjourn to the bathroom shortly and give the shower head a twirl?
Nah, another time. Just brush my hair and let's have a natter.
Oh, go on, Mum. Force yourself.
Nah, can't be bothered. Besides, it's not as if the Queen's likely to drop in at this hour. I'm sure she has the good manners to telephone fast.
Well, I did tell her it was your open house. But one has so many engagements, we may have to excuse her. But what if they drop in tomorrow morning when you're already busy with the district nurse? It's a packed schedule, and you might wish you'd had your hair and makeup done ready for the cameras.
I'll risk it this once. Oh, go on, just a 5-minute brush through and then see to the cats for me. They'll be crossing the legs if you don't change the litter trays. And I'm sure you must want to get off home after a long day at work.
If them's your orders, missus, them's your orders. Been on your holidays yet? Is your hair natural? What about curry then?
My girl.
Brush.
Hello, Mum.
About time! Where the hell have you been?
Oh, sorry, Mum. I finished about the usual time, but the buses were a bit stupid.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, I remember. You fancied a hair wash, didn't you, today? Do you want a hot drink first? Or shall we go straight to the main event?
Oh, can't be bothered. I suppose a cuppa wouldn't go amiss. By the way, I thought I had some Christmas cards ready to write. Have you seen them? I don't know, I can't put a thing down in this oil.
Already written and posted. You're a model of efficiency. Ready to eat yet? Shall I leave you something for later?
Oh, I don't know. Is there anything decent to eat in the place? I don't remember doing any shopping for ages.
You're well supplied, Mum. The fridge was bursting. I've had to chuck out some stuff you'd let go out of date. And I'll top everything up again at the weekend. Now, what about a ham salad sandwich?
Ah, can't stand that plastic ham that you get. The tomatoes are all water these days. I could really fancy some nice bread and dripping with plenty of salt. Or raspberries and cream.
Sorry, Madam, we are fresh out of both. I'll tell you what you could have. Beef paste on a tea cake. Or one of those individual trifles you like.
Oh, well, I suppose that'll have to do. Well, what are we waiting for?
Your wish is my command. Back in a minute. Oh, I forgot. I picked this up for you today because the cut flowers look past their best.
Daisies.
Chrysanthemum's mother. You're the one who's such a stickler for correct botanical names.
Of course it's a chrysanthemum. I knew that. I just couldn't bring to mind the right word, that's all. You know I'm getting very overdrawn on my memory bank these days. Besides, it says hot mum on the label. I didn't somehow think that alluded to a cannabis-addicted parent with a china stall. Give it a drink, put it out of its misery. And I never could stand chrysanths. Funeral flowers. And I thought I was the one with the memory problems. Oh, just come look at these idiots on telly, ringing to shop for antiques. They don't know the tap from the trinkets. Talk about trash in the attic.
They should send us on there looking for costume jewellery. We know a superior piece of tap when we see it.
I'd get lost in the antiques fair. I need a nap after 5 minutes.
Hey, Mum. Why don't we have a look through your jewellery box while I'm here? Where is it?
Oh, I can find it. Don't just go rooting through me stuff like that. I keep telling you, there is system in this chaos.
Let me wind it up, Mum. Like when I was little.
I haven't heard it play for ages.
Play it again, Sam. As they never did actually say in that film.
No, don't go winding it up. You wear out the mechanism. God knows I know how that feels. Oh, just look at these bright, shiny things.
I love to see you run the beads and brooches through your fingers. Like Fagin, when Oliver Twist catches him with his strong box looking at his pretty things.
Charity's fine. Subscribe to mine.
Oh no, look at those heartless sods selling off the family silver to pay for a holiday. The greedy sods.
I see the point. All that silver must be a bugger to clean.
It was their grandma's and their great-grandma's.
And now it's theirs. They can do what they like with it. Just as you can't wait to do with all my stuff when I'm gone. Be honest.
$46,000. I'd sell that book.
See, you so changed your tune. Now, how about a chocolate? Hello? Mom? Is that you? The very same. Sorry, did I wake you? I must have just closed my eyes for 10 minutes. I can use myself from what's on telly. That bright orange bloke in his antiques vanished into thin air, and now it's all Christians, full of ignoramuses, all trying in vain to win some money.
It could do with you on their team, Brainbox. They'd at least 98% in his scholarship exam in 1948. What was it the headmistress said to you? Where was the other 2%?
You need to get this right to stay in the game and play. Named after the Greek for golden flower, what flower is associated with the Japanese imperial throne?
Something.
Is it A, daffodil, B, marigold, or C, chrysanthemum?
Something.
Well, flowers are not my strong point, as my wife looks at me. Well, I know daffodils are yellow, and I think very no good to use for yellow. What about pink? sure about chrysanthemums, but my wife seems to buy pink flowers. Oh, I haven't a clue. I'll go down the middle with marigold. Oh yes, got gold in the name. Marigold.
Chrysanthemum, you
Is
fool!
the answer marigold? No, I'm sorry. The correct answer is chrysanthemum. Bad book.
I told you it was chrysanthemum. I may be getting heavily overdrawn on the memory bank. But I'm usually right on these things. So you are, Mum. Antiques all gone, eh?
Not like this place. All these good old family pieces still intact.
How pleasant when the young show such great respect for the aged P.
Well, not for you, mind. Just for your extensive wealth and overwhelming property.
Ah, yes, my son. One day, all this will be yours. Bring me my bowl of burning gold.
Sorry, Ma'am. If you remember, the butler was obliged to pawn it, along with the dwindling collection of silver.
And do I take it the arrows of desire are long gone?
Gone with the wind. But at the back of the cutlery drawer, I found this monogrammed spoon, kept back for sentimental reasons, thinking it may be the one that you had in your mouth at birth. Talking of mouths, you ready to eat yet?
Oh, leave it on the side for later, will you? I'm still full after that excellent dinner.
What did you have?
Oh, the usual. I forget.
Didn't you fancy your dinner today, Mum? Hardly touched it.
Rubbish. I always eat a good dinner.
You sure?
But I remember now. Do you know, it's been like Piccadilly Circus in here with visiting busybodies in and out. Somebody came to the door while I was eating and it went cold and I didn't fancy it after that.
Well, I did think somebody must have been this afternoon because of the footprints in the snow.
Oh, has it snowed again? A footprint, say? You're a regular Hercule Poirot. Tell me, is there a set leading away from the house as well? Because if there's just the one set and it ends at the front door, then I've either got a lover in the bedroom or Spider-Man on the roof. Do feel free to search. It was nobody.
Did you get something else to eat instead?
Of course.
What did you have?
I can't recall exactly. Some delicious piquant morsel I rustled up from the contents of the cupboard. One forgets what one has in stock.
Well, there's another empty chocolate box in here, so that was probably enough to keep body and soul together. I'll just empty a bin. I need to put the rubbish out, ready for the bin men in the morning. Mum, what are all these papers?
Oh, nothing of any consequence. Chuck 'em away, there's a good girl. It's rude to poke through people's bins.
And this looks like your address book. Has it fallen in by mistake?
Leave it! I can't remember who half those people are.
And these forms, Mum, they look dreadfully official.
I meant to be clearing out some old paperwork. I couldn't find the shredder. I don't suppose it's state secrets.
It's another set of those forms the doctor writes for you to take into hospital and get tests done. We've still got the first lot because you refused to go. Has the doctor been round again?
Well, if you must know, among the other persecutors, yes, she did just drop by while she was passing. Some cancelled appointments. Said she had a spare 10 minutes for a chat.
Doctors don't just drop in these days, and they never have a spare 10 minutes. The NHS has a target for that. She must have been worried about you after you had your fall, Mum.
Had me fall? Oh, it makes the fall sound like something shameful that I gave birth to. What happened to I fell? Or even I fell down, like you used to in the playground, twice a week when you were 5. You had plasters on both knees half the time. think district nurses must have been putting the beaks in, telling her I'm not at my best when they come barging in first thing on a morning, ordering me about. Resistance is useless. They're supposed to be treating my legs. They want to stick to that.
Did she ask you anything?
If you mean that ridiculous 20 questions job to check how daft I'm getting. Yes, she ran through that again. Who's the Prime Minister? What day is it? What season? Count back from 92 in threes. Hold up a finger and touch your nose. I told her it's a waste of time. The days all blend into one. Seasons are all mixed up. And it makes no odds who Prime Minister is. Rich get richer and the poor get poorer. I wouldn't mind. They don't even get such hard exams in school these days. She wants to do like these quiz shows, give you 3 choices. You can win 10 grand on telly any afternoon with them.
Well, I wish the doctor had told me she was coming. I'd have booked half a day's leave so I could be with you here.
She wanted you out of the way. Stop you tic-tacking the answers to me behind her back. Look for bruises and other evidence of elder abuse.
Mum, that's not funny.
Oh, don't be daft, lass. I'm daft enough for both of us. Besides, I don't want you messing him about at your work. Tell me about it. Have you been out to see somebody today?
Yeah, the usual. Chap trying to keep on a failing business. Shadow what it was 2 recessions ago. Got behind with everything. Bankruptcy round the next corner. Might help if he could only tell himself he'd tried his best.
I don't know anybody like that, do you? Left things too late to mend. Smiling as they see the Grim Reaper coming up the path.
That was no Grim Reaper. That was the doctor.
Well, she told me I'd got to stop smoking and go into hospital for some tests. And then she let slip the words, respite care. So she might as well have been the Grim Reaper.
She's been saying that for months, Mum. Why don't you just give it a go?
You're on their side, aren't you? That's not going to happen.
Oh, please, Mum.
No. I'll be out of here soon enough, but in a pine box.
Oh, nobody wants you to go anywhere, Mum. And they don't put people in hospital wards permanently now, like you think. They just run the tests they need to find out what's up, then get you on the mend and back in your own home in a jiffy.
In a jiffy? In a body bag, more like.
Mum!
This conversation is closed. Anyway, since you're here, and since you can't keep a cheerful face, and I'm sure you must want to be getting back for your own meal, why don't you just go do all your jobs that you carry out in such a martyred fashion, and that nobody ever asked you to do in the first place? I bet neighbours put the dustbins out yet. Shouldn't you be rummaging through there looking for incriminating evidence before bin men take it away? Nosy Parker. And you claim to hate your job. I should think it suits you down to the ground, raking through folks' secrets and adding to the misery.
Well, it pays a damn sight more than looking after grumpy, ungrateful, ailing old women. And that's the only other kind of job I'd stand any chance of getting now.
You! Looking after folk? You wouldn't stick it in a caring job. You wouldn't last 5 minutes. You don't like hard work. You've never had any patience with people. And you don't care.
Mummy!
Oh dear. Never mind. Sit down a minute, will you?
I'll make us a cup of tea.
I'll make do with this one. Sit down.
Brush your hair?
Please.
Where's your brush?
Have a rummage around. You're good at that.
Oh, here it is. Underneath all this. Oh, look, Mum. of those old photos. Me on a swing. I was on a roundabout. Grandma on the prom of Blackpool. You and Dad on your wedding day. Some bloke in uniform I don't recognise. Cats, the garden. Have you been going through these? Where's that album? We keep meaning to get them all together in order where you can find them. Shall we set 2 now and make a start?
Later.
We could just do 10 minutes. Stop when you're tired.
Later. Brush me hair.
Been on your holiday? Shall I leave the photos on here for you to do when I've gone?
Yeah. I'll leave them for you to do when I've gone.
Love you loads, Mum.
And I too, my precious child, hold you in a state of esteem that falls little short of idolatry.
Can I get you anything else before I go, Mum?
Nothing else before I go.
This is a lovely note. Some of your mum's treasured pieces that you remember from your childhood. I asked you if you could bear to part with your mum's lovely things. You said you have lots of other things to remember her by. Lots of happy memories. Ah. So, what of yours can't wait to see though is what will it fetch under the gavel?
Oh, stand up. You're doing your down.
Yeah, did I come into it?
No, 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 no.
I'm kidding.